The surprising Pittsburgh Steelers at 4-1 come to Texas Stadium to take on the Dallas Cowboys. It's always special when you see these two franchises collide. They've met 3 times in the Super Bowl. And you talk about a team right now with a sense of urgency. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms, the Dallas Cowboys coming off a home loss last week.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Jim, for the Dallas Cowboys. But Bill Cowher prepared his team knowing, hey, this is a desperate team. There's going to be noise and it's hot. They're ready for it.
Temperature here in the 80s as the Steelers will kick to the Cowboys to get things started. Pittsburgh having won 3 straight behind the rookie quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. Richard Lee, Jock Reeves for the Cowboys, back deep at the goal line, waiting for the kick from Jeff Reed. 2 storied franchises, 2 terrific coaches, Cowher and Parcells, and we're underway. It's Reeves, the rookie from the 9. And only out to the 24. That is where Vinny Testaverde and the Cowboys will begin. Vinny telling us this weekend he's waiting for this offense to run on all cylinders. He believes it will be special when it all clicks in. Perhaps it'll come today. Flozell, the hotel. Flo Adams on that left side with Larry Allen right next to him. That's the big side for the Cowboys. And Eddie George had his best game as a Cowboy a week ago, averaged 5 yards a carry, but it was in a losing effort to the Giants. Starting from the 24. Cowboys at 2-2 on the season. They throw right out to Keyshawn Johnson for a gain of 7. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense leads the AFC in takeaways with 12. And Aaron Smith, 3 sacks on the season. This 3-4 front for the Steelers with Clark Hagan's very aggressive outside linebacker. He has a pair of sacks as well. And Troy Polamalu is the safety who has 2 picks, including 1 run back for a touchdown on the season. He's having a special second season in the NFL, the first rounder a year ago. 2nd down and 4, the end around to Keyshawn, and there is room across the 40. And brought down at the 44 after 13 yards.
Well, Bill Cowher talked about it. You got to be ready for the unexpected when you play the Dallas Cowboys and Bill Parcells. Set the tempo early. Give your team some confidence. A safe throw for the quarterback on the first play. And then the Steelers, they're noted for their speed. Nice ball handling by Vinny Testaverde. They're noted for their speed on defense. Take advantage of that. Run in reverse. Try to slow them down for the whole game.
Larry Allen and Andre Gerard help clear the path on the in around. Keyshawn touches on the first 2 plays. First down from the 44. And Eddie George never had his feet set. He falls forward for 2 yards. Let's take a look here at the Phil Simms spotlight. What to look for here today.
Well, let's talk about, when you look at this Dallas Cowboy offense, get the football out of Vinny Testaverde's hands. The blitz, don't get sacks. That causes interceptions. Spread the football field, because when you spread it with your offensive players, it makes the defense declare what they're going to do. And as a quarterback, Jim, it's so much easier to see when you spread that field, because the defense, hey, they have to declare, like I said.
Richie Anderson is in the backfield. Antonio Bryant's first action, left side, 2nd down and 8. And again over to Keyshawn for a short gain this time, about 4. We've got an update. We go back to Greg in New York.
All right, Jim, it's a final at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Corey Dillon, the second of his 2 touchdowns on the day, clinches a 30-20 Patriots win, number 20 in a row. Undefeated New England meets the undefeated New York Jets here on CBS next week, guys.
That will be, by the way, Greg, the first matchup at week 7 or beyond. Remember, the Patriots and Jets have already had a bye each. The first matchup of 2 undefeated teams at week 7 or beyond since 1973. Rams and Vikings. 3rd down 5 for Dallas. Richie Anderson. He has the first down into Pittsburgh territory at the 41. So the Cowboys putting together a fine opening drive. The Simms spotlight when Dallas has the ball. What about that Pittsburgh defense, Phil?
Well, we've already seen something. Be alert for the unexpected. The Cowboys run a lot of trick plays and do different things. 5 wide receivers. It used to be everybody did that against this Pittsburgh defense. They've gotten better in pass coverage, but Bill Cowher expects to see it sometime from Bill Parcells in this offense.
Vinny, first down from the 41. Play action into the line, and he has a man open. Terry Glenn couldn't hold on. Terry Glenn was wide open near the 20.
Cowboys are very good on offense early. They do a good job scripting what they want to do. Testaverde, good pocket protection. Terry Glenn wide open down the field. Not a very good throw by Vinny Testaverde. You get these shots early where you show a defensive back something you haven't done in games before. Glenn turned around Chad Scott, but they don't get the completion.
Second down, 10. Quick pass over to Keyshawn, and it's read immediately by the Steelers, including Deshae Townsend. Give him 1. Bill Parcells has been so disappointed by the mistakes by his team, and most of those mistakes have come in this end of the field. The Cowboys, as far as turning it over or penalties.
It's amazing. You're right. It always happens in the opponent's territory, and not that practice is a gauge how your team is going to play. On Friday, he kicked his offense off the field. He got disgusted. It didn't look good. Get off the field, and they missed a chance for a big play 2 plays ago.
Let's see what the Cowboys do on 3rd and 9. Testaverde from the pocket, and that ball is caught by Keyshawn at the 24. Chad Scott was right there, but Keyshawn came up with it.
Sometimes you just got to make a play, and that's what this is. Chad Scott, when the football is thrown, I'm thinking he has a chance to intercept it. You're looking right at Vinny Testaverde. Watch Chad Scott. Oh, my gosh, how does he miss it?
Great concentration by Keyshawn, already with 4 catches on this opening drive, setting up Dallas at the 25.
Maybe Chad Scott didn't realize how hard Vinny Testaverde can throw it.
Eddie George for no gain. Well, we'll give him a yard. Talking about the turnovers, back to amplify that point, Phil. 4 fumbles lost, 4 interceptions thrown by the Cowboys, all in the opponent's territory. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms and Bonnie Bernstein like to welcome those of you who watched the Cleveland Browns improve the record to 3-3 with a victory over the Bengals today. Lee Suggs 100 yards in receiving and a touchdown. Testaverde, second down, we'll call it 10, and Eddie George pays for that short gain. James Ferrier on the hit. 3rd and 5 coming up. Pittsburgh and Dallas. You know, in the history of the Super Bowl, 38 Super Bowls to date, there have only been 4 matchups that have happened more than once, and no matchup more than the Steelers and the Cowboys 3 times.
It is special, Jim. This rivalry between these 2 teams. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they are the towel is being waved all around the stadium. Quite surprising how many Steeler fans are here.
3rd and 5, and Richie Anderson breaks free right up the middle for the touchdown. "21 yards, Richie Anderson."
2 times in 3rd down situations, the Dallas Cowboys have run the football. What they do, the person covering the running back, they're taking the offensive lineman that's uncovered, they're blocking the pass defender, and that's why there's nobody there to tackle the runner.
Billy Cundiff in for the extra point, and the Cowboys 7-0. Richie Anderson's first touchdown of the year. He had thrown 1, but now he runs for 1, his longest dash of the season, 7-zip.
Well, watch what happens on the touchdown. Torrin Tucker comes up, gets the block. Richie Anderson comes across, a blitz by the Steelers. Look at everybody moving, and Richie Anderson goes untouched to the end zone.
So the rookie quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, will have to start out already down 7 on the road. Antoine Randall L. returns it only to the 25. And that's where we'll see the Steelers offense for the first time when we come back. Dallas drives it. 6 minutes on the clock used as they dash into the end zone with Richie Anderson.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by the all-new Odyssey from Honda, a great idea made better.
We're back at Texas Stadium, and here come the Steelers on offense for the first time with Ben Roethlisberger undefeated at 3-0, the rookie from Miami University.
Well, they go deep early. I know they want to test this Cowboy defense with some play-action passes.
Swinging it over here to Reamersma. And he has 10 yards and an apparent first down. Let's clarify here after talking to this young upstart quarterback. It's not Roethlisberger, as everybody's been pronouncing it. It's Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger has been something special here at 3-0. Faneca, 3 straight Pro Bowls on that left side at guard. And Deuce Staley has been certainly a difference maker coming over as a free agent signed from Philadelphia. 3 straight 100-yard performances by Staley. First down, Pittsburgh, and here comes Deuce. Deuce for a quick 5. Running behind Dan Kreider, the fullback. Well, this Cowboy defense has not allowed a first quarter touchdown in its first 4 games. And Greg Ellis is off to a really great start with 5 sacks. Dat Wynn telling us that there's more of a sense of urgency now after the loss to the Giants. And Tyrone Williams gets his first start as a Cowboy at right corner. 3rd different player to start at right corner in an injury-depleted secondary for Dallas. 2nd down 5, Pittsburgh. Again, Staley hit in the backfield by Dat Wynn for no gain.
Well, Jim, we had a chance to talk to Dat Wynn, and this is when the opportunity comes up for you. Make sure you go to the right spot. If you get a chance, you got to make the play. That's what he did. He came to the right, to the left of the center. That's where he was supposed to go. He saw an opening and made a very good tackle in the backfield on Staley.
So it's 3rd and 5 and 4 receivers in, with Antoine Randall, Ellen Lee Mays joining Burris and Ward. The rookie from the pocket going long to Burris. One-handed catch inside the 30 and the flag on Terrence Newman. May have been a face mask as Burris plucks that one out of the air for 32 yards.
What a read by Ben Roethlisberger. He recognized the defense immediately and went to the right spot.
Incidental face mask on the defense, number 41. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run.
Look what he does. This doesn't happen a lot. The safeties come up and they double the slot receivers. That lets Burris on the outside with the whole field to himself. He gets inside immediately. Nice soft throw by Roethlisberger. And Plexico Burris, maybe that's not an accident, because I watched him catch about 20 of them in pregame warmups one-handed and made it look pretty easy that time.
Burris coming off his finest game in a long time. 136 yards last week and a touch. Here's the play action on first down. Roethlisberger, and the completion made by Hines Ward inside the 10. And for Ward, that is now his 35th catch of the season.
Well, it is just terrific when you have play action passes. If you're the Dallas Cowboy defense, you've got to honor the running game of the Steelers. You're going to get a lot of single coverage to the outside, good protection, a lot of time. Hines Ward, maybe one of the most underappreciated wide receivers in this league, wide open for the completion.
And that catch since the start of 01, 336 catches, matching Hall of Famer Lynn Swann's career total with that last grab. 1st and goal. Staley stacked up after 2 yards. Back to the Sims spotlight on this side of the field. What do you see?
Well, let's talk about Pittsburgh's offense. They want to throw it on first down, take advantage of the running game. And when the Cowboys do blitz, don't fumble, don't get nervous, throw an interception, something that can cause you to lose the game. And Dallas's defense Keep the young quarterback in the pocket, and what you're going to see, they're going to be a little conservative because of the talent of the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers.
2nd and goal for Pittsburgh from the 5, down 7-0. Roethlisberger in the pocket, now may run with it. Looking outside, getting chased down by Wiley, throws it, and the ball is caught. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Plexico Burress.
Well, Roethlisberger keeps it alive. Oh, nice job. I thought he was going to get stripped and cause a fumble, but he turned and looked behind and saw Marcellus Wiley coming, so he knew the sense of urgency, and a perfect throw to the corner of the end zone.
Burress had only 5 catches for the Steelers going into last week, and then things turned around. He's a neighbor of Roethlisberger. They got together away from the practice field last week before the game against Cleveland, and it said it's starting to be your time. And after that little meeting at home, look what Burress has done. A 2nd touchdown in a week. 7-7 early going here in Dallas. 7-7 here in Dallas. Pittsburgh tying it with Roethlisberger's touchdown pass. And we remind you, NFL on AOL, your site for all the latest news around the league. Plus, it's a little early, isn't it? But Pro Bowl balloting will kick off this week.
You think?
You can log on and vote for your favorite players. I mean, you know, go ahead and start getting somebody set for Hawaii. It's early. Here's the deep kick to Rashard Lee. And Lee only to the 22. Well, a 7-play drive, 75 yards. Hit covered. Ward with a catch inside the 10. Big Ben to Burress for the touchdown that ties it early.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and your Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. And by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service.
Back in Dallas, and Wednesday on CBS, John Goodman returns to television in a comedy about marriage, children, and the joys of family. Center of the Universe premieres Wednesday after the season premiere of The King of Queens. Here on CBS America's most watched network. Cowboys' 2nd possession begins at their 23. They marched down the field 75 yards for a score on their first drive. Anderson remains in the backfield after romping 21 yards for a touchdown. Antonio Bryant also in for Vinny, who fires and hit his tight end for 9 yards. Jason Witten. Bonnie Bernstein is down on the sidelines. And what's the latest down there, Bonnie?
Well, Jim, if there was a theme to Cowboys practice this week, it might have been no more Mr. Nice Guy for Bill Parcells, who told us, you know, when I'm lenient and I don't scrimmage these guys too hard, they stink. And when I get on their butts, they don't. He said, I got all over Vinny Testaverde this week for, Phil, what you were talking about, making sure he gets the ball out early. Does Vinny take it personally? Not at all. He says, I know I'm the figurehead. That's my team's signal that everybody's got to step it up.
All right, Bonnie. Well, Vinny has stepped it up 6 out of 7 to start the game. And here's Eddie George on 2nd and 1. Out to the 39 for a new set of downs. Keyshawn Johnson, so key in that opening drive. He ran it once for 13 yards and caught 4 balls.
Yeah, nice mixture of plays. They give him the short pass, the reverse, slow that defense down. We've already seen that. He's such a big target, but that catch over the middle, that was the key to the touchdown drive.
Hats off to Keyshawn, setting up Richie Anderson's touchdown run, and the Cowboys again with a first down at the 39. Eddie George, the tailback, lined up out of the eye, and they go with Eddie. And running hard for 8 yards behind Darian Barnes. Eddie George a week ago had 15 carries for 75 yards as the Cowboys had their best ground attack of the season. They're looking good again here today.
Why do you run the reverse? Watch what it does to the defense. It makes them think, oh, let's be careful. And when you get less defenders chasing the football, it makes it easier to block, less guys to block. So Maurice Carthon offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. Use that reverse early, slow them down, and then run all the plays you have off of it.
And your old teammate with the Giants. 2nd down 2 for the Cowboys. And George tried to bounce outside as Aaron Smith had clogged the middle, but it results in a 2-yard loss.
Well, if I was the Dallas Cowboys, I would have a very hard time not running the football over the left side of that offensive line every single play. Larry Allen and Flozell Adams. Jim, when you watch all their games, that's the first thing that comes to mind. They're always successful when they go left. They go right or over the middle, they seem to struggle somewhat.
Larry Allen, the most decorated offensive lineman in Cowboy history with 8 Pro Bowls in his 11th year. And again, Flozell Adams on his left side. That is something strong. 3rd down and 4. Over to Witten. Witten loses the football out of bounds. Would have had the first had he just fallen, but the ball squirts out at the 46. James Ferrier and Troy Polamalu knocked him out, knocked the ball out, and it squirts out short of the first.
Jason Witten last week had a fumble right before half that turned the game around against the New York Giants. So, hey, that's what you want to do. First guy tackling, second guy come in and try to knock the ball loose. Good job by the Steelers defense.
It was Ferrier who reached in, a former Parcells draft pick when he was the Jets coach. Ferrier knocked it out, and the Cowboys have to punt with Matt McBriar. Randall L. signals fair catch, and a clean catch at the 13. So we'll see the Steelers attack for the 2nd time. They're the first to score on the Cowboys, a touchdown in the opening quarter, 7-7. Well, the first of 3 Dallas-Pittsburgh matchups in the Super Bowl back in 1976. Super Bowl 10, and Lynn Swann with that acrobatic catch over Mark Washington. He was the game's MVP. 4 receptions, over 160 yards, as the Steelers won it 21-17. Now the Steelers' 2nd possession, starting from their 13. Roethlisberger, the straight run play off the left side, and that's Staley for 2. Al Singleton ran into him. The rookie on that opening series, Phil, was perfect on the drive, 4 of 4 and a touchdown pass.
Well, you know what, Jim? Everybody thinks he's a rookie. Let's go up there and attack him and show him stuff he hasn't seen before. But you can't do it. The Steelers block too well. The offense is extremely well designed, and you got Deuce Staley running it, and you got 3 talented wide receivers. So you don't really have the opportunity to go up there and try to take advantage of a young quarterback.
2nd down and 8. Hines Ward in motion and looking his way, and Hines with the catch out across the 20 near 1st down, working on Terrence Newman right at the 1st down marker. And while they look at it, we'll remind you that tonight on CBS, Rob Lowe stars in a new movie about finding love 3,000 miles from home. You don't want to miss the world premiere of Perfect Strangers. It's tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. That catch good enough for the 1st down at the 23, and Antoine Randall L makes it a 3-receiver set here. And the end around to Randall L. Gains about 5. Roy Williams was not fooled by that one. Give him 6.
Well, Bill Cowher has believed. You know, I've been in this business 10 years doing games, and I always find it amazing. Defensive coaches, that's what he is, but he has a really terrific understanding what to do on offense. He believes in running the football, and a lot of teams, and when it comes to throwing it, a lot of teams in this league are scared of throwing those deep sideline passes. He will not have a quarterback play for him that doesn't throw it to the sidelines, because when you run it, you get single coverage outside. You got to make those tough throws, and Roethlisberger has done that already today.
Final minute, 1st quarter, 2nd and 4, dumping it over Staley, only his 3rd catch of the year, and he'll be about a yard shy of the, well, let's see, they're going to spot it, good enough for the 1st at the 34.
And you know what, nowadays they talk about young quarterbacks in this league. They're just more prepared to play early. The systems are sound. They get to throw the ball so much more in college. That last play, it's just a good example. Ben Roethlisberger looks down the field, nobody open. drops it short, nice and calm and relaxed, and he's making it look too easy.
Well, he can relax for a moment as they switch ends. That's the end of the first quarter. Big Ben was a perfect 6 for 6 in the opening quarter. 7-7. Fast-moving first quarter, 7-7, and the Steelers open up quarter number 2. First down from their 35. Second possession of the game for Pittsburgh, and it's Deuce Staley. And only about a gain of 1. This is a Pittsburgh franchise that a year ago, Phil, was 31st in the league in rushing. Now they're 7th with the presence of Staley.
Yeah, you know what? Bill Cowher went back to what he believes in. They went out, and I think they got so lucky to get him in the free agent market, but you need a featured running back if you want to have long range and really tremendous success running the football. Deuce Staley is a featured running back. You can count on him every single week.
Second down 9. Swinging it over to Ward. Makes the move on Newman for the first down as he cuts back to the center of the field for 12.
I think Bill Cowher said to us last night, well, if they blitz, they better get to the quarterback quick, because I don't know how they can cover our receivers down the field. And that was a blitz by the Cowboys. Hines Ward, he's tough with the football in his hands, and Terrence Newman had a hard time bringing him down.
Yeah, they sent Tony Dixon in after the quarterback, and Hines Ward with the nifty move with the first down near midfield.
Steelers are smooth on offense right now. It is clicking.
Straight pass play with all kinds of time now breaking down on him. Here's where he's dangerous. Throws on the run, and it's ruled incomplete. Pressure from Leroy Glover.
The ruling on the play is a quarterback sack.
Oh, they're going to rule him down that he didn't release it until after the knee was down.
Well, I think Ben Roethlisberger, he's limping just a little. He's had success moving out of the pocket, but you got to be careful in this league. He does move well, but it's not like he's that fast. And these NFL defensive linemen gets on the back of his feet.
Oh, I'll tell you what, they may want to challenge this if they see it upstairs fast enough.
Bill Cowher could.
Instead, it's a big loss. Second down and 21 as they don't challenge it. Third and long on the way as we send you on your way back to New York.
All right, Jim, we'll send you on your way to Oakland, where Jake Plummer hooks up with Jeb Coutier for 12 yards and a touchdown, and the Broncos have vaulted into the lead in the black hole. It's 7-3 Denver. Back to Jim and Field.
All right, thank you, Greg. And the Broncos on top out in the west. They had an early pass play of Plummer picked off that led to a Janikowski field goal. But they now lead it with that touchdown pass from Jake the Snake. Third down 16 here for Pittsburgh. Baron Haynes has come in for Pittsburgh. Helping protect his quarterback, who fires a beautiful pass and a rare sight. Hines Ward unable to hold on. Roy Williams puts some lick on him.
Well, Roy Williams, a lot like Ronnie Lott. You come over the middle and he's there. He is one direct hard hitter. And he takes Hines Ward and just drives him into the carpet. Good job by the Steelers. They pick up the blitz, and if Hines Ward usually makes a catch, should have had a first down.
The Skardaki's never had a punt blocked in over 1,000 kicks. In here on 4th and 16, and a long spiral boot. Back to Dedrick Ward at the 6. Fields it at the 6 and able to run it out only to the 13. 51 yards on the punt. Hines Ward would have had the first. 7-7. Now there's a look at how even this matchup has been. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, and Bonnie Bernstein, along with Lance Barrow and Mike Arnold down in the truck, our producer and director. We'll welcome you back to Texas Stadium. Cowboys' third possession of the game from their 13. Vinny over to Terry Glenn. Nice effort. What a catch by Glenn for the first down.
You could make a highlight reel almost out of every single game now in the NFL. The wide receivers, Terry Glenn, what a catch. Just gets both hands out, does it correctly too. Gets that front hand high, makes it much easier for a wide receiver to do it, diving out of bounds. Good start for a series when you make a play like that.
Glenn's first catch of the game. He had that winning touchdown catch against the Redskins on a Monday night. Thrown by Richie Anderson, who's in the backfield here on 1st down and 10. And down the field to Keyshawn, and he was well guarded there by Deshae Townsend. Coming up, the Nextel halftime report. Back to Greg and the gang, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the Nextel halftime report.
Shannon was doing some rapping on TV today. Did you see that? He had more sayings coming out of that mouth than I've heard in a long time, and a great tie too. And some good sayings. Two of the biggest games ever against this Pittsburgh defense. Dan Marino, 424 yards, and Boomer, 409. Two of the top 6 all time. Once again, Marino beats you. And there's the first down pass. It was 2nd and 10, and Testaverde picks up 11 again, working that right side with Terry Glenn. You know, so much in common in these two football teams. I talked about Pittsburgh's offense, how they like to throw to the sidelines. And where did they get that offense? Well, they got it from Ron Earhart, who coached under Bill Parcells for many years. He took it to Pittsburgh with Neil O'Donnell and Cordell Stewart and whoever else played there. So you're going to see a lot of the same plays by these teams today because they basically run the same offense. We hear so much about the West Coast offense, but the Ron Earhart influence, it's everywhere in the NFL, including New England. It says it all. And look at Testaverde stumble back at the 30, and he is downed there by Kimo von Alhofen and Aaron Smith. Couldn't tell what happened, but it usually is an offensive lineman takes a false step, and it's Al Johnson, the center. I don't know if that was a false step. Vinny Testaverde just kind of drifted his way, and they're going to blame the quarterback for that. A loss of 6, and there is Al Johnson, second year out of Wisconsin and really injured all of last year. Had his first start, second game of this season against Cleveland, and he is hung right in there. And again, this Cowboys rushing game has opened up the last 2 weeks. Richie Anderson in the backfield, 2nd and 16. They fake right side and dump it short to Anderson, and that is for no gain. Larry Foote with the hit, and not to be fooled. I like this 34 defense the Steelers run. 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. More guys are standing up. They can look into the backfield. They can see it. Dick LeBeau, he's the one that originated the Pittsburgh, or the Blitzburgh, I should say, and he's come back after a head coaching stint last year in Buffalo. But with speed, sometimes it's just harder to fool them because of those 4 linebackers are always looking at the quarterback. And with that Blitzburgh attack, they have ratcheted up their sacks this year after a poor number last year. 3rd and 16, and here they come. Speaking of sacks, and Testaverde able to fall on his own fumble as James Ferrier came in and hit him hard for a loss of 8. When James Ferrier went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I didn't know if it was a really good fit coming from the New York Jets, but he fits in there right now, and that's what they're about. Linebackers on 1st down, and on 3rd down, you got to be able to walk to the outside and be a defensive end and rush the passer. And like you said, Jim, they are having success this year doing it. Last 3 plays for the Cowboys lost 14 yards. So McBriar in, and the ever dangerous Antoine Randall L. waits for it, gets it at the 20, looking, going up the middle, got some room, and finally tumbles at the 36 after a 58-yard blast off the foot of McBriar. 7-7 Cowboys and Steelers, 2nd quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game. IBM, the official on-demand business consultants for the NFL. And by McDonald's. You can get complete recaps from all of today's NFL games, plus insight from
CBS Sports Line's NFL experts, only at CBSSportsLine.com. Best starting field position of the game for either side as the Steelers and the Cowboys tied at 7, approaching the midway point of the second quarter. Pittsburgh from its own 35 with Deuce Staley running outside and with all kinds of room and all the way down to the Dallas 40. 24 yards and Staley slow to his feet. Hines Ward helped clear the way out there.
Well, Hines Ward, the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers are terrific blockers down the field. And Deuce Staley, I've said it before, we did the first game of the year. He is much bigger, much more powerful when you see him in person. And all opposing defenses are finding out that this is one of the better running backs in the National Football League.
He's on the sidelines, and Jerome Bettis comes in. First down and 10. Here comes the bus. Only a yard. Jerome has seen most of his action this year in goal line situations, scoring 6 touchdowns. The bus, 6 touchdowns on the season. He has had 4 scores from a yard, 1 from 2 yards, and his longest gallop for a score, a mighty 3 yards out. 6 touchdowns covering 9 yards.
Hey, it's terrific what they've done in Pittsburgh. They have got a specific role for Jerome Bettis. He has filled it very well, and he's happy about it too, but now he's in there. Staley's out.
2nd down and 9, and Roethlisberger open target and a first down inside the 30. It's Hines Ward with the grab after a gain of 12. They're working hard on Terrence Newman in this game.
Well, I don't think that was what they wanted to do, really, Jim. They wanted to attack Tyrone Williams on the other side, but Roethlisberger looks down the field, works his way back to the left side, and again, Terrence Newman not close enough to the wide receiver, and you'd expect Terrence Newman to have more success. High draft pick last year, 1st round. He's got to be the shutdown corner for the Dallas Cowboys defense.
2-time Big 12 sprint champion from Kansas State. And first down here for the Steelers. Bettis remains in the backfield. He gets the call. Bettis straight ahead for 3. How about the composure? You're seeing him here in action for the first time. Ben Roethlisberger, your thoughts, Phil?
Well, very smooth, and I notice a big difference in him in this game compared to what he's done in the previous 3 starts, and that's what happens when you get a little experience on the field. He's a very confident guy. What did he say to us last night, Jim? I said, you know, your success, does it surprise you? He goes, nah, I'm pretty confident in what I can do, so it doesn't take him back that he's come in and had such good results early.
2nd down and 7, and Bettis again unable to get really past the line. No gain. Deuce Staley now is on the bench, and they're looking at that ankle area.
Well, it looks like the high ankle area, really, Jim. They do not have his shoe off. The inside, look where they're looking.
Now up in the knee area. He had battled a toe infection that had him questionable going into the game last week, and boy, things seemed to suddenly get better before that game. Rushed for over 100 yards for the 3rd straight game. 3rd down here, 3rd and 7 from the Dallas 27. Out of the shotgun, Roethlisberger. It closes in on him, and he's going back as the Cowboys sack him at the 34. And Greg Ellis and Kalen Thornton combine on this hit.
Nowhere to go this time. They double the inside receivers. I don't think Roethlisberger saw it fast enough, and the Dallas Cowboys, they will get after the quarterback. You make him hold it an extra second, they'll come in there and get the sack.
And they force the field goal back to be a long try for Reed. And you see he's had good percentages in his career. Already made one this year from 51 yards out, his only attempt on this season from 50 and beyond. And a kick by Reed, it's a beauty, and it is good. 51 yards. Jeff Reed, 10 unanswered by the Steelers, leading here inside 5 minutes to go, first half. Tonight on 60 Minutes, he's one of the worst serial killers in American history, and he may have killed 100 women. So how could it be that he's scheduled to be set free? And that story's tonight on 60 Minutes. Deuce Staley trying to make some moves over there on the sidelines, and we noticed that Bettis was like shadowing him, encouraging him. And Lee for the Cowboys gets hit by the first guy there, tripped up at the 20, falls forward. James Harrison with a good hit. The Steelers, names like Bettis and Ward and Reed have him in front, 10-7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and your Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. And by the personal financial advisors of American Express.
Back in Dallas, and not only is Staley shaken up and on the sideline, but so too is Ben Roethlisberger, and I think it goes all the way back to that hit by Leroy Glover. And this is a very precarious situation, this quarterback position for the Steelers, as Roethlisberger is backed up by Brian St. Pierre. His second year from Boston College. Tommy Maddox still 2 or 3 weeks away from coming back from an elbow injury. And the Cowboys unable to get this play underway before flags were flying.
False start. Offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty remains, first down.
Mike Carey is our referee today, and look at the bandaging for Roethlisberger. Here it is.
Oh, yes, he hits down hard on that right knee.
And then Staley's injury.
Do Staley same, look at his right leg. Hard to tell what happened there.
First down, Dallas. First and 15. And that pass falls incomplete. Cowboys hit with a delay of game penalty. False start, it should be, in the books. Testaverde off to a 10 of 13 start. How about the way the Cowboys have looked here offensively?
Well, they've done a lot of good things so far. The question is, can you keep it going? Can you keep executing the plays, or do you have any new plays they haven't seen yet?
Second down 15, and Richie Anderson only to the 23rd and long on the way. Well, the Cowboys early on that sim spotlight, driving at 75 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, just trying to get the defense off balance. They're reversed by Keyshawn Johnson. What's it do? It slows the defense down. Look at the nice runs the Cowboys have had. Eddie George and Richie Anderson untouched in the end zone. They have 57 yards rushing up until that last one, and they were averaging over 7 yards per carry.
After that first drive, they've managed only 30 yards since. As we're inside 4 minutes to go, third down here for the Cowboys, 3rd and 13. And that pass over the head of his target, Keyshawn Johnson. Chad Scott in the area defending, and he too is shaken up for a moment.
I don't know if that football was thrown to Keyshawn Johnson, or it was a throwaway, or did he miss Antonio Bryant running the wrong route? But the Steelers, you know, the Cowboys, they, Jim, and it's Bill Parcells, he does it too. He shows you just about everything when the game starts, gives you a lot of different looks, tries to get you off balance, wants to get on top so he can dictate the pace of the game from there on out.
The big question right now is, will Roethlisberger be coming back to action when the Steelers get the ball back after this punt? Brian St. Pierre is up and throwing.
He's sitting down on the bench, and he's got a big wrap on that knee, so it makes you think he might not.
McBriar, big boot the last time, and this one equally as majestic, and it is caught, fair catch, 27-yard line. 52-yard boot. Let's get the update down on the sideline from Bonnie.
Well, Jim, from what the Steelers are telling me, Ben Roethlisberger suffered a right knee contusion. He had ice on it, but they say he's going back in. Good news as well for Deuce Staley. Suffered a bit of an ankle injury on the left side, but he's going to give it a go. Bill Cowher, though, walked up to Jerome Bettis and said, hey, if he can't keep it up, you got to pick up the slack.
So we'll watch them both closely here as they return to the huddle. with 38 to go.
And I'll tell you what it will do. It will absolutely change what the Steelers are going to do on offense. Their quarterback's a little beat up. They're going to be careful. Try not to put him at risk, especially when it comes to making him move around.
From their own 29, leading 10-7. Roethlisberger steps back, fires, hits his man, Jeremy Tooman, the tight end. And he is ridden down just shy of the first. They mark it a yard short. Tyrone Williams on the hit after a gain of 9. Tonight on CBS, in 1979, a young woman was murdered on film, and now cold case detectives will reveal the truth frame by frame. It's an all-new cold case tonight on America's most watched network. Second down and a yard to go. Burris to the left, Ward to the right. Staley lined up in the eye behind Dan Kreider. Does Staley get the call here? Gimpy as he is. Yes, he does. He picks up the first, and look at him go. Fighting through it for a gain of 5.
Did he look gimpy to you that time?
Not at all. His best ever performance, by the way, was right here at Texas Stadium in that famed pickle juice game back in 2000, the season opener, when he came in here with the Eagles. And some believe, although the NFL records don't go back that far, that it was the one game played in the hottest temperatures in the history of the league. It was 109 in Dallas that day, and to prepare for it, the Eagles drank pickle juice all week.
As soon as you said pickle juice, I go, oh yeah, that game. I remember that.
Well, he had 201 yards rushing, did Staley, in that one. First down, Roethlisberger has to run outside, and he is walloped from behind. He is hit by Tyrone Williams. Third sack by the Cowboys.
That's why you got to be careful as a quarterback. The moving around has worked for him the first few weeks, but this is a more aggressive, faster defense, and they are getting after him now. And Ben Roethlisberger is really limping coming to the sideline.
He's going to get a little time here to shake it off as we've reached the 2-minute warning. Tyrone Williams just signed, makes the play. We're back in Dallas with the Steelers leading 10-7. Again, welcome friends, Jim Nantz and Phil Simms along with Bonnie Bernstein. And the story here with the Steelers leading, though, is the health and condition of their quarterback and running back.
Well, the body language for Ben Roethlisberger is not great. We watched him during the timeout, and he's just got to change the way he plays right now from what he's used to. Just be more conservative, drop back, and if it's not there, throw the football away. You cannot outrun these defensive players.
Second down, 13. He drops back and flings it behind his target, Tooman, at the 50. How much does a gimpy leg affect the flight of the football when you're throwing it?
Well, it affects it a lot, I think, when if you can't plan on your back leg and really push off of it, it is going to affect your accuracy. The receiver is wide open this time. It's probably the first pass that Roethlisberger has thrown where he didn't put it right on the mark.
Third down and 13. Crowd is getting worked up. Sensing a big play on the way by the Cowboys defense. Setting up a little screen to the tight end. There is a flag on the field. Tooman is hammered by Roy Williams. Lost a yard on the play, maybe 2.
Roy Williams.
Holding offense, number 66 is declined. Fourth down.
Well, I guess the best way to say it, he is an outstanding tackler. He sees the target and he just runs right through it.
So the Cowboys want the football back. Bill Cowher will call on his defense to make a play. Announced as the Steeler coach back in January 1992. 13 years, the longest tenured coach in the league at one place. In fact, since he became the Steeler coach, 115 head coaches have given up or lost their job during his tenure. And the big boot by Gardocki. Fair catch made by Dedrick Ward. 47-yard beauty by Gardocki. Well, Bill Cowher, he lost his offensive coordinator, Mike Mularkey, in the offseason to the Bills. And congratulations, by the way, to Mike with his first win today for the Bills over the Dolphins. There it is, 13 years with Jeff Fisher, second longest tenured coach.
Well, I find it interesting about Bill Cowher. We've talked about it. He coaches and just the way he is, the way he was as a player with the Philadelphia Eagles, hard-nosed and tough. It's worked. That's why he's been with the Steelers for 13 years. He did get away from his style for 1 year. It did not work. And one of the reasons why they're 4-1, they've got back to being tough again.
And that defense has toughened up after giving up an opening drive touchdown. First down for the Cowboys. Screen pass to Richie Anderson. And he's out to the 23. Second and short coming up. Bill Cowher with 7 division titles, 4 appearances in the AFC title game, and 1 Super Bowl appearance, Super Bowl 30, won by the Cowboys over Cowher and the Steelers. Second down 3. And Testaverde. Well, he got rid of it in time. Well, hold on. They may say in the grass back here.
No, they're going to say.
It's a discussion.
There you go.
Flag.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 16. The 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Loss is down. 3rd down.
Intentional grounding. I just couldn't get it out. But Vinny Testaverde, anytime a quarterback is under duress, and that's what he is, when he throws a football, even though this gets past the line of scrimmage, he's not out of the pocket, and there is not one receiver inside the numbers, much less the hashes for the Dallas Cowboys. That changes the complexion of this end of the first half dramatically. The Steelers, 3 timeouts. 3rd and long. Stop them if you have to. Stop the clock, and you can give yourself a chance to score before half is up.
Yeah, and Cowboys have a long 3rd and 13. And they may have jumped.
Ball start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
That'll move them inside the 10. Coming up, the Nextel halftime report. You can join Greg and Dan, Shannon and Boomer. All the latest scores and highlights. A complete review of all the games from earlier today. How about Jacksonville beating Kansas City, and the Houston Texans winning up at Tennessee after the Titans' big performance on Monday night. Penalties, such a big concern here for Coach Parcells, who the first 4 games averaging 9 penalty calls per game. So on 3rd and 18, they run it, and Anderson has the first down. Jason Witten helped open up the path, and Anderson, who ran 21 yards for the touchdown in the first quarter, goes 18 yards with this one.
The Steelers have been so good on defense. You got a team backed up. It's 3rd and 17 or it's 3rd and long. The Cowboys, Bill Parcells just said in disgust, run the draw. It was a give-up play. They were just giving it up, and the Steelers over-aggressive, I guess, looking to sack the quarterback, to get after him, and they open up a huge hole down the field.
Cowboys bring in Rashard Lee as Anderson sits. He's had 2 big running plays. Look at that, 49 yards. And again, another flag.
Defense number 55. Unadvantage to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Joey Porter jumped, and now you have to look at it from the Cowboys side. That's the first penalty on the Steelers today. Cowboys have their full allotment of timeouts, Phil.
Yeah, no, it changed it, Jim. It's amazing how it changes, but that's the one thing I've noticed. One of the big trends in the National Football League on 3rd and really long, it used to be you'd play safe, make the other team punt. Now the players, the coaches are more aggressive, and they give up those 3rd and longs because of that.
On 1st and 5, they try to fool him with Rashard Lee on the delay, and Deshae Townsend had read that all the way. 1-yard loss. Timeout called by the Cowboys with 1:02 to go in the half. One minute, 2 seconds to go in the half. Cowboys trying to get down in range for Billy Cundiff. Career long 52 yards.
That looks like a long way on TV. In the way the Steelers defense is, I tell you what, they're covering these receivers down the field pretty well. And Testaverde does not have all day. There is speed when it comes to rushing the passer. And you talked about it, Jim, we talked about at the start, that you're the quarterback against the Steeler defense. Make your mind up, get rid of the football as fast as you can.
Remember, we saw Chad Scott, Gimpy running off the field, walking off the field on the last defensive series for the Steelers. He has been replaced by Ike Taylor. Ike Taylor, number 24. There he is, second-year player from Louisiana Lafayette. Well, maybe Testaverde will have an eye on young Taylor's position here. 2nd down and 6. Added a couple of seconds here. 1:04 on the clock. Vinny across the middle to Witten, who rolls for the first at the 46. That's a gain of 15. Vinny runs him to the line, holding on to the 2 timeouts. Testaverde with no pressure, looks left side, has Antonio Bryant for another first down. At the 32 of the Steelers. You said it looked like a long way. Well, they're all the way down there now after this 22-yard hookup.
Yeah, what a turn of events. This is just an excellent route run by Antonio Bryant. Given time, going down the field. Wide receivers nowadays, if you let them make 2 moves, they're going to get wide open.
And Ike Taylor was down in that area along with Deshae Townsend. You mentioned Taylor coming in for Scott. So 37 yards picked up on the last 2 plays. Rashard Lee and Richie Anderson in, but the Cowboys call timeout. Timeout, Cowboys, down 3 here in the closing seconds of the first half.
Steelers with a 10-7 lead over the Cowboys, and an update on defense for Pittsburgh. Chad Scott, their left cornerback, their senior-most member of the defensive back crew, is out for the rest of the game. He suffered a right knee injury, and he's taken his tape off, Jim. He's done for the day.
Wow. Chad Scott, the only really returning starter from that secondary a year ago. And he's a big playmaker, so he's out. Staley and Roethlisberger trying to tough it out. They do have a bye coming up next week, and looks like they'll certainly need some time to heal. First down, Cowboys. 39 seconds left in the half. Here comes the blitz. Cross them up with the run with Anderson. And that gains 4. Cowboys with 1 timeout. Hurry to the line. Vinny back under center with 25 seconds. Spikes it. So a 3rd down play coming up.
Well, good job by the Cowboys. The last timeout they used, well, that's one you wouldn't want to. They'd like to have back. They didn't get the right players on the field, and they had to call a timeout when the clock was stopped.
The field goal from here would be about 46 yards for Cundiff. Cowboys are looking for a little bit more. With 25 seconds left in the second quarter. 3rd down and 6. Testaverde looking all the way down, and that ball tipped away. Nice play. Polamalu with tip away deflection as they were looking for Witten.
Yeah, excellent job by Polamalu. Usually a linebacker's covering a tight end down the middle of the field, but Steelers expect him pass, bringing the extra defensive backs, and that stopped a terrific play that stops a touchdown by Polamalu.
We had a great visit with Troy Polamalu yesterday. One of the more interesting players you'll ever have a chance to meet around the league. And he talked about how Pete Carroll, his coach at USC, showed him film of Ronnie Lott, Dennis Smith, and Lawyer Malloy. Make those guys proud with that last play.
Pretty good people to learn from.
47-yard try. It'll be from Cundiff to tie the game. Cundiff right down the middle. Ties it at 10. 15 seconds to go in the half. Pittsburgh and Dallas all tied at 10. 10-play drive for the Cowboys. The real key was the run by Richie Anderson on 3rd and 18, deep back in their own territory. Look at Parcells after the field goal in that last series. Fired up.
Well, Bonnie Bernstein talked about it, and Bill Parcells talked to us a little bit too. He just, look, if you want to have success in this league, he has success one way: being tough on his players and being demanding physically and mentally. He thinks he let up on him, on his guys a little bit, and it's backfired on him some. He says those days are over. We got to do it my way, because that's what's been successful with me, and that's the way it is with all coaches.
Ike Taylor, we've mentioned him a few times. That's Ike to the right of your screen. He's back to receive the kick on the return team deep for the first time today. They're going to kick it right down the middle to Randall L. Antoine Randall chased down by the Cowboys. Corralled by Lynn Scott. 9 seconds to go in the half. Deuce Staley will head it in early. Coakley going in also. A bit shaken. Another member of that secondary, Ricardo Coakley.
Yeah, he's walking pretty stiff too.
Steelers prepared for warm weather all week. They turned up the heat at their training facility up to 91, trying to anticipate the heat down here in Dallas. It's actually comfortable today in the mid to low 80s, but a little uncomfortable when you look at the injury report here at halftime for Pittsburgh.
You know, Jim, you said it, the Steelers have next week off. The guys got to know that. They're going to have to tough it out if you can and come back out here and play in the second half.
That's the end of the first half with the score Pittsburgh 10, Dallas 10. And we'll be back with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. Good first half of action here. Richie Anderson scores the touchdown for the Cowboys. Burris for the Steelers. It's tied 10-10. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Ben Roethlisberger. He will jog out onto the field. He is not 100%, but he's still going. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein tied at 10 here. Steelers have first possession of the second half.
Yeah, a couple things to watch for in the second half. I want to see the Dallas Cowboys. They were extremely conservative on defense. Roethlisberger, he's beat up a little. Do you attack him, try to take advantage of him? Maybe finally. I want to see if they do. All
right, Phil, let's take a look at some of the numbers here from the first half and tell us what you see here.
Well, both teams had outstanding first drives, but they really bogged down after that, and it's been a standoff. And the sacks, I think that's one big story. 5 sacks totaled so far in this football game, and after that opening drive, the defense has definitely won the battle for both teams.
Randall L. and Ike Taylor are the deep returners for the Steelers. It's Ike Taylor's turn to run one out. From the 5. Oh, and he fumbles. What a collision at the 20. Steelers get it back, though. He was walloped by Keith Davis.
Keith Davis on the hit on Ike Taylor. It is square, right on the football. You have to fumble when that happens, but a really just not a smart play. Darian Barnes, the fullback, when a fall on the football, don't try to pick it up. Anytime you're in a crowd, if it's in the middle of the field, fall on the football.
Darian Barnes and Randall L. battled for it, and Antoine Randall L., the old Indiana quarterback, came up with it. A huge save for the Steelers. On first down, they run it with Deuce Staley for about 5. Now, watch Ike Taylor. Remember, he's back deep because Ricardo Coakley is out with an injury. So that was the first return for Ike Taylor. Welcome to the return game.
I don't know what to say. That was about the hardest hit I've ever seen on a kickoff.
2nd and 6 for Pittsburgh. Deuce Staley runs into a whole wall of defenders. Only a 1-yard gain. 3rd and 5 on the way. Fantasy notebook. Let's take a inspection of that. Roethlisberger, what did you think of his first half?
Oh, tremendous first half by Roethlisberger. Good decisions, nice and calm. Testaverde played well too. Deuce Staley had some good runs, and Richie Anderson, look at that, 5 for 53.
Keyshawn, all 4 catches on the opening drive, including the big one that kept it alive. Third down and 5, 4 receivers in for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger looking for Burris. Flags are down on Terrence Newman. Or will it go against Burris?
Illegal contact. Defense, number 41. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Well, the quarterback and Burris hooked up twice for 37 yards and a touchdown the first time they had the football today. But nothing since, and now they go back, draw the penalty.
Well, I thought maybe it'd be at the line of scrimmage, but it could have been twice. Terrence Newman never looking for the football. The Cowboys put every player on defense on the other side. An easy read for Roethlisberger. He looks out and sees Burris one-on-one, lob it up to him.
First down at the 25. Staley showing no signs of that leg injury that he battled through in that first half. That's a gain of 3. Newman on the tackle.
You know what's happening? I just remember last night, Bill Cowher looking at us. You know, he can get that little smile going, that sneer, and he just says, yeah, we'll see how long they can cover us down the field. So tremendous confidence in his wide receivers, and every time they're one-on-one in really isolated situations, they are winning the battle.
Second down and 7. Middle of the field, and Staley 2 yards shy of the first. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, as you see on the field, even though Roethlisberger and Staley have injuries, they're going to be okay. Bill Cowher's bigger concern now is on defense, where left corner Chad Scott is out. Ricardo Coakley, the rookie, will be taking his place, but he's not 100% either. He just walked out of the locker room after being dehydrated. They stuck an IV in him, came out, bottle of Gatorade in hand, and Cowher's hoping he's going to be okay.
All right, Bonnie Coakley dehydrated. That's why Taylor was on the return and got walloped, fumbled, but recovered by his teammate. Third down and 2, and they go with the end around to Randall L. And he is denied. Greg Ellis and Brady James.
This is about being disciplined. The Cowboys, look at it. They're on the blitz. This could have gone for big yards, but everybody knows their assignment. They carry it out well, and look at the defensive players that get over there and get Randall L. on the reverse. First time the Cowboys really sold out on the blitz.
Gardocki back in on 4th down and 2. Gets it away so quickly. Ward raises the hand, makes the catch at the 25. 42-yard boot. We'll see the Cowboys for the first time in the second half. They'll start from their 25 with the game tied. Well, we showed you earlier the first of 3 Super Bowl matchups, Dallas and Pittsburgh. Now Super Bowl 13 with apologies up front to the great Jackie Smith.
Has the man open in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Dropped in the end zone. Jackie Smith all by himself.
That was Vern Lundquist on the call, and the Steelers won it 35-31 there at the Orange Bowl. First down, Dallas. And they hook up here, Testaverde and Glenn, for about 7 yards. Willie Williams on the hit. 7 touchdown passes in that Super Bowl game, Super Bowl 13. Cowboys stormed back and actually hit Percy Howard with a touchdown with 2 minutes to play. Percy Howard, the unique thing there, the only catch of his career, regular season or postseason, was a touchdown in the Super Bowl that made it 35-31 the final, as the Cowboys came up just short.
You know what? You are reading way too much.
I knew that.
You didn't know?
Yeah, from my youth. Second down and 3. Looked like they might go outside with Glenn instead up the middle for Eddie George's first down and a gain of 7.
You know, this Cowboys offense, they make a lot of plays. They move the football up and down the field. They don't score a lot of points. And, you know, I'm not knocking Eddie George right here, but this is a chance for a game breaker. Oh, it's just a tip of the ankle. That could have been through the middle. It could have been 50 yards, but that's not what they're just not making those big plays when they're given the opportunities.
Now they've got a first down at the 39. Again, they threaten to come with the end around. Instead, they run it with Eddie George, and again, good yardage.
Boy, very good. Left side, that's where you like to see him run the football. Flozell Adams and Larry Allen. And then Eddie George is a big running back. They have the potential just to mush the pile, move it along, and pick up 4 and 5 yards.
And they give Eddie George 4 yards with that carry. Commissioner Paul Tagliabue is here in attendance as the guest of Dallas owner Jerry Jones. Commissioner here to help promote a vote that's coming up on November 2nd in Arlington. New stadium vote. Pass play over on 2nd down, and that's Keyshawn picking up the first. A gain of 12. Mentioned that vote over in Arlington, home of Six Flags Over Texas. I can speak from experience. They have a number of roller coasters over there. It's just there, and they're home of the Texas Rangers. This is where the Cowboys would like to settle in with a new home, a new stadium. That'll come to a vote there in November the 2nd. And the Cowboys have already said, as an organization, they will put up half the freight. Over $300 million they would contribute, which would be the largest amount of money that any organization has ever put into a stadium, a new stadium, in the history of the league. And the commissioner's here to try to help support the Cowboys' case in the community. Timeout called by Dallas. They're on the move here with their first possession of the second half.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Nextel. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done. And by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
Wednesday is the season premiere of the King of Queens, and you can see why going to a health spa may actually be hazardous to your health. King of Queens, season premiere Wednesday. First down and 10 from the Pittsburgh 45. Cowboys coming out of a timeout with another running play for short yardage. Eddie George, 1 yard.
Talk about the King of Queens. You know, Kevin James, he was quite a high school football player.
He's a big Jet fan, too.
Big
I'm
Jet
sure
fan.
he's loving this season right now.
Oh, he is. I threw some passes once to him out on Giant Stadium on the field. He was diving everywhere, catching. It was pretty impressive.
I was just reminded by the Cowboys, Rich Dalrymple, that Percy Howard catch. My memory from my youth has failed me. That was from Super Bowl 10, not Super Bowl 13. PR man for the Cowboys. Second down here for Dallas, and pumping and paying for it. The extra time, he was trying to freeze the secondary, but here they come storming. Townsend and Ferrier double up on the sack.
Testaverde trying to go deep, but the receiver he wants to throw to is double covered. Look at the linebackers, and they come. It's just so confusing for an offense when you get a lot of players and they all have the number 50 on them, and then they send a defensive back along with it. Who's going to block who? And that's why they're getting sacks this year where they didn't get them last year.
Each side now with 3 sacks turned in today. It's the Cowboys back at their end of the field at the 48, 3rd and long.
Look at all the movement by the Steelers defense.
Testaverde fires it, diving catch. First down, Terry Glenn. That's the second conversion today by Dallas on 3rd and 18.
And Terry Glenn has got some cramps in his legs. They're tightening up. But I've seen this play from the Dallas Cowboys about 3 or 4 times. 3rd and long. And look how deep Terry Glenn takes it. Vinny Testaverde is looking to one player, and that's him. And what arm strength. Perfect, accurate throw. Keeps it low to protect his receiver, and they pick up a big first down.
So another impressive drive for the Cowboys to start a half. They open the game driving 75 yards for a touchdown. They're moving it again. 7 plays, 44 yards.
Look at the passing by distance for Vinny Testaverde. 12 of 15, but 4 for 8, over 15. That is excellent.
Diedrich Ward in the game. He gets it on the end around. Keyshawn out there trying to clear a path. And he is wrestled down by Willie Williams. But not until Diedrich Ward scampers for 11.
Well, I guess what's happened, they run the reverse. They fake it about 6 or 7 times. Look at the defense. They're coming inside to stop the run. They lost their patience. They lost their discipline. And Dedrick Ward picks up a first down.
An old Parcells favorite from his days at the Jets.
Well, Dedrick Ward and the reverse. Loves them both.
Richie Anderson set out wide to the right. Ward in motion on first down. Vinny looks right side. Dangerous pass as Anderson was the intended target. And Willie Williams jumped up, tried to make a run at pick. Trick plays, you said we should watch out for him. We've seen him this season. Fake punt. Flea flicker. This is against Cleveland. The Monday night touchdown toss by Richie. Last week, Keyshawn.
2 reverses today, but when you look, trick plays is not a good name. It should be keep them honest plays. Keep a defense for overreacting and cheating. That's why you run those plays.
Second down and 10. And a good sure tackle made. Polamalu with a big hit because there was some open room ahead. Held him to only a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, what a tackle by Polamalu. And did you notice what he did? He comes up, makes a really nice stick at the line of scrimmage. Here he is, number 43. Missed the block, makes the tackle, then just gets up, no celebration. He says, why do you have to get up and celebrate and show all that emotion after you make a good play on the field? And pretty unique in a player nowadays not to celebrate after making a good play.
3rd and 9. That was from the 20. Pass almost picked, and it would have been a free run for Russell Stuvance.
Game changer, that's what that was. Cowboys just survived. Vinny Testaverde watching. Oh, no, and he hesitates, throws off balance, indecision. That's what they have been working on. Be decisive. He's not decisive, and when you're not, it usually costs you, and they are extremely fortunate that time.
Wow, how does he not hold on to that one? 39-yard field goal try coming up. Billy Cundiff made his only attempt. 47 yards in the first half. This one draws it in for another good one. Another 3, and the Cowboys are back in front. 13-10 Dallas, 3rd quarter. We're back in Dallas. Jim Nantz, Bill Sims, Bonnie Bernstein. Cowboys first series of the second half results in a field goal for the lead. And Antoine Randall drops back along with Ike Taylor, who's probably hoping he'll kick away from him. But he's going to have to run it back one more time and hope to miss out on Mr. Davis this time. And Taylor again takes a punishing blow at the 29. This time by Keith O'Neill. Second time of the half. The Steelers will have the ball. We'll see it in a moment.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. And by Staples. That was easy.
Thursday, Survivor. TV's most watched reality show, Survivor Vanuatu, Thursday on CBS. And Roy Williams' family knows about Survivor. His aunt, the Sepia, won Survivor Marquesas. 2nd Survivor ever. His aunt from Oakland. First down 10, Pittsburgh from the 29. Trailing 13-10, play action. And Roethlisberger went down the middle for Hines Ward, but 2 Cowboys in the area, including Tony Dixon. Go back down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, it's kind of interesting. Ben Roethlisberger isn't necessarily heeding the words of his coach at halftime. Bill Cowher told me you can't fault Ben for what he's doing, but I really think he was getting a little bit greedy with the deep ball because it worked early. He said the Cowboys are eventually going to be able to cover you on that. If your guy is covered deep, do not be afraid to check down and hit a guy for the 5 or 6 yarder.
Let's see what he does here. 2nd down and 10. Up the middle, and a flag thrown. And Staley had picked up good yardage. 8 yards going to be wiped out, it appears.
Holding. Offense number 64. 10-yard penalty remains, second down.
Hold on the center, Jeff Hardings.
Jeff Hardings, like you said, Jim, knocks out a big gain by this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Gets his hands, pulls the jersey, and there's what they call the penalty. The left arm goes around the back of the defender and pulls him down, and
that would qualify as steer wrestling in these parts down here.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Chad Eaton was the one ridden down. Second down 20. Back inside the 20. Staley makes the cut outside and bangs it around. Jeff Hardings, right after the holding call, comes back with a good block on this one, clears the way for 10 yards.
Well, we've talked so much about Deuce Staley today, and you should. Just here he comes. It's on a draw up the middle. Oh, there's a lot of people there. Big, strong, but still has the feet and the ability to go outside when there's nothing inside. That's why you say a featured back, like you would say a top flight or #1 receiver. Deuce Staley is a #1 running back.
Timeout called by Pittsburgh. Here is the NFL.com poll of the day. Who is the best young quarterback in the league? Young 22-year-old Roethlisberger is on that list, and you can vote. All you have to do is cast your vote, NFL.com. Third down and, well, we'll call it 10 for the Steelers. 4:25 to go, third quarter. Cowboys coming in on the blitz. Roethlisberger fires it up in the air, and Burris unable to come back for it. He had gotten separation, freeing himself from a defender who went down. That win was in the face of Roethlisberger as he released it.
Here it comes. The Cowboy defense is gaining confidence. And when they get the confidence, that means blitz the quarterback more. But, boy, you got to be careful. If that football is thrown out a little farther, it is going to be an easy touchdown for the Steelers.
Gardocki back in. Over 1,000 career punts. He's never had one blocked. There have been 60 punters in the league since he entered who have had one blocked. Never one for him, but this one will be run back out to the 32 by Ward. And for the Cowboys, that'll be their best starting field position of the game. 47-yard punt, 8-yard run back. And next Saturday, the Home Depot SEC on CBS. Alabama takes on Tennessee. The Tide at Tennessee, and it all gets started with college football today with Tim and Spencer and a special guest analyst next Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, Archie Manning, next week on the TIAA Prep College Football Today.
That's a good time to get Arch in there. Knows a lot about college football, watching his sons, and he'll probably be somewhat relaxed since he doesn't get nervous till Sunday when they start playing.
He had the special day yesterday, Ole Miss and Tennessee, and both Eli and Peyton on byes this week. So the father and son's able to go back for Ole Miss and Tennessee. Look at Vinny firing it long. Wide open is Terry Glenn, and he is down and out at the 20-yard line. Falls out of bounds at the 20. Big hookup here for the Cowboys of 48 yards.
I don't think Terry Glenn thought there was any way this football was going to be thrown. He wasn't even running full speed. What's Deshae Townsend? He's ready to come off because he thinks he's going to throw it to Keyshawn Johnson. And maybe Vinny Testaverde saw the corner, Deshae Townsend looking inside, and maybe he thought that they'd practice it. He let it go, and Terry Glenn makes the catch.
Terry Glenn's longest catch of the season. First down from the Steelers 20. Rashard Lee hops over one lineman, over Al Johnson, and really nothing there. It's a loss of 2. Casey Hampton plug in the middle.
I'm just going to go back to that last play, Jim. On that coverage, Deshae Townsend, they're taught to keep your back to the sideline, look at the quarterback, and you come off of your receiver to cover the inside receiver if he comes to you. But you got to be careful, not let the guy you're on run by you, and that's what happened to him. And Terry Glenn kept running at least fast enough to make the catch to get the completion.
That play, by the way, ties the longest play of the season for Dallas. 2nd down and 12. Vinny to the end zone for Keyshawn. Yes! Touchdown, Cowboys! There is a flag.
Defense number 27 is declined for good.
Keyshawn Johnson with his 50th career touchdown catch. 2nd in 2 weeks. And his first touchdown as a Cowboy last week against the Giants. Good again as the Cowboys now have doubled up the Steelers. 20-10 Dallas inside 3 minutes, 3rd quarter. Well, this is what they were looking for, Phil, when they made the trade back in March. Joey Galloway to Keyshawn Johnson.
Well, here's what they get. Watch Keyshawn Johnson in the slot just go down the field, and you think it doesn't help to have big, tall receivers? That's what gives them the touchdown. Deshae Townsend is on the inside, but Testaverde throws it over the top. Because of his size and ability to catch the football in the back of the end zone, they get the touchdown from Keyshawn.
What do you do with the football? Well, I love that gesture. He's not the only one smiling, Keyshawn, after that. But the big play set it up. The pass to Terry Glenn for 48 yards.
Well, that's what you need in this league. Big pass plays. They got 2 of them on that drive.
Hopefully is back in. He's running out with it. And again, great coverage by the Cowboys. James was down there along with a few others. Pierce. Well, next week on CBS, regional action and a special one right there at 4:05 Eastern time. Phil, the Jets and New England, both undefeated, will be there for that one in Foxborough. It all starts next Sunday with Greg and the gang, Dan Shannon and Boomer. The NFL today, 12 noon Eastern time, next Sunday here on CBS. Cowboys with 10 points in less than 3 minutes. Staley on 1st down. The 30-yard line. You look at the standings in the AFC East. You know, it's always been such a physical and challenging division right down to the last weekend. But look at the separation here between the Patriots and Jets, Bills and Miami. It's just 5-0, 5-0. And of course, somebody had the win today between the Bills and the Dolphins.
Well, it's going to be exciting next week. But look at these Pittsburgh Steelers. You're down 10. The crowd's against you. Quarterback's beat up. Running back's been out of the game. You got to really be tough in situations like this.
2nd and 6. Roethlisberger tucks it under at the end. Look at him running. Bad wheels and all. And Terrence Newman falls on him. Roethlisberger says, hey, wait a minute. Is that not spearing?
That's a veteran move. Get hit and come up and complain. But this is what Ben Roethlisberger, I think, is so good about him. He's going to play. He plays big. He is a big man, stands tall in the pocket, and able and fast enough to get down the field and get a few extra yards. And watch him come up. Yeah, he knows the drill. You hit the quarterback when he slides. That can be a personal foul penalty, but that was too close. Even though Bill Cowher wants the 15 yards.
From the 39, 1st down. Fakes to Staley. Looking right side, and over there open is Hines Ward. Gain of 8. Make it 7. Well, people have been comparing Roethlisberger. I say people, actually, it's Bill Parcells. He had this statement that everybody ran with this week, that he's the best looking rookie quarterback at the start of a career since Dan Marino.
Well, we all know Dan is one handsome man, so how can that be?
That's right.
But
I don't think that's what he was talking about.
I understand it, but it is a terrific start by him. He's on a good football team, and that really helps him get off to a good start.
Ward. Newman had fallen down as the pass was fired, so Hines able to take advantage, has enough for the first down.
And I'll say this about Ben Roethlisberger. I've been very impressed how he's played today. He's really very composed, a real calm thrower of the football, and I think as time goes on, we're going to see him moving around less and less, because he's going to find out he's with his size and how relaxed he stays in the pocket, that there's going to be a lot more plays made inside than there is when he moves outside trying to make it happen.
Final seconds of the third quarter. They have another first down just across midfield. Staley, flea flicker on the way. But the Cowboys converge, flings it over to Riemersma. Riemersma has a first down at the Dallas 35. How about the improvisational skills of the rookie quarterback?
Second time I've seen him do this. I think it was last week or maybe the week before he got in trouble and he flicks it away, but both receivers double covered, nowhere to throw it. Looks like a sure sack, good movement, and in the old option pitch to Jay Riemersma.
So they're on the move as we end the third quarter. 2010, you're watching the NFL on CBS. We've been looking back at the three Super Bowl matchups, Steelers and Cowboys, and the most recent one, Super Bowl 30. Troy Aikman and Super Bowl MVP Larry Brown leading Dallas to a 27-17 win over Coach Cowher's Steelers. Only one player on the Steeler roster from back then, and that's Willie Williams. We've seen in the secondary today. He did go over and spend 7 years with Seattle in the meantime, but back with Pittsburgh. Here we go, starting the fourth quarter with the Steelers driving at the Dallas 35. Play action, looking for a big play. To Hines Ward, who cuts back for the catch inside the 25. Gain of 11 on first down.
Well, what they're doing, this is really a terrific job by the Steelers. Good play action fake, and Ben Roethlisberger comes out, but they're giving these wide receivers plenty of time to go down the field and shake the coverage. Look at Hines Ward going deep, then he breaks to the outside, and then still has time to come back and make the catch.
Back here at Texas Stadium, Cowboys put up 10 points in the third quarter to take this 20-10 lead, but the Steelers are now driving for the first time in this half. First down from the 24. The rookie zips it over to Hines Ward, who's having another big day catching the football. His 8th catch. Let's go back to Greg Gumbel for an update.
All right, Jim, out in Oakland, it's officially a runaway. They haven't gone to the fourth quarter yet. Reuben Drones, 146 yards rushing on the day, including that touchdown, which has given Denver a 31-3 lead, guys.
Well, how about it? Mike Shanahan, thank you, Greg, has found another back, another bruising back, as Drones puts up big numbers again today. As you see the AFC West, San Diego losing by a point today to the Falcons, dropping down to 3-3. Second down here for the Steelers. Away from the pressure, he flings it over to Staley, trying to make the cut move on Coakley, and Roy Williams comes up to help finish him off at the 13.
Boy, terrific job again by Roethlisberger moving out of the pocket. There is nowhere to throw this football, and then finds Deuce Staley for the short gain and a first down. But that kind of movement, that's what destroys a defense. It's not running out to the side and looking. It's just moving in the pocket. Slide over here. He's looking and does an excellent job of throwing the football while he's moving.
He's got Bettis in the backfield on first down. This is the Steelers' deepest penetration since their opening drive. On the pitch, the bus looking for the corner. And he is cut under at the 10-yard line by Datwin and others.
The bus.
Deuce will come right back in for him. Second down and 8 on the way, and the Steelers putting together an impressive drive here after the Cowboys stung them for 10 points in less than 3 minutes.
Well, you get an opportunity like this, you got to get a touchdown if you're the Steelers. The Cowboys have seemed to open up their offense and are moving. So when you get down in here, the Steelers have been terrific running the football inside the 20. Can they do it on this drive?
On 2nd and 8, they go to Deuce. And Staley is run out. On that short side, Tony Dixon helped force him out after a 4-yard gain. Big 3rd down play on the way.
You talk about teams that score points once they get inside the opponent's 20. The ones that do it at the highest rate are always, well, not always, but most of the time, teams that can run the football. Ken Wisenhunt, the offensive coordinator, the Steelers, like I said, they have run the football very well this year once they've gotten inside the 20.
You bring in Baron Haynes. He's the single back. 3 receivers all set to the left on 3rd and 4. Roethlisberger with time now throws it, caught, touchdown, Jeremy Tooman.
That was an outstanding play by Ben Roethlisberger. Outstanding. What a terrific drive. Moved around, made some good throws, but that touchdown, that was all on him. Held the football, stood tall, stayed relaxed, and Jeremy Tooman changed his route and he delivered it right on target.
Jeff Reed can trim the lead to 3. Does. Jeremy Tooman's first touchdown since the 2002 wild card game against the Cleveland Browns. And Roethlisberger, for a while in that first half, we wondered if he would be able to go all day today as he got banged up.
Yeah, he was beat up. Here it is. The receiver down the middle covered. He just changes his route at the last second, and Roethlisberger does not panic. Watch his body language. Nothing there. Oh, pulls it back and then reloads and flicks it in the end zone for the touchdown.
He had Coakley on the coverage, and Roethlisberger was a perfect 7 for 7 on that series.
2 touchdown throws by Roethlisberger today. That is all on him. And yeah, Bill Coward, he can get excited.
Didn't remember really having played here in Texas Stadium, although they weren't down here for a preseason game once. But he said, "This is like, I don't feel like I've ever been here before in my 13 years."
Yeah, I think he's pretty excited about playing here. The Cowboys, everybody knows their history. This stadium, it's packed. You're coaching against Bill Parcells. He goes, you know, and I know they're fired up. They lost last week. He went through all the scenarios. I think coaches like that even more because they like the enemy. They like fighting situations just like this.
Talked about how when Bill was out of football and working up in the booth for NBC, how he came to Pittsburgh for a game once and they sat down and talked, and he actually took note of one thing that Bill told him. He still uses it today. He says he always addresses the team, Parcells told him, by saying, I don't know what you guys think, but here's what I think. Don't talk down to the players. Talk to them as men. And he says, I've always done that. Always remembered Bill when I do that. We're at Texas Stadium for the Cowboys and Steelers, and it's been a good one. With the Cowboys leading 20-17, I'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching the Denver Broncos roll over the Raiders today. And you can see the Steelers have just put together an impressive drive behind the rookie quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. Just drove them 7 of 7 in that series and a touchdown pass to Tooman. And Lee will not run it out, so the Cowboys will operate from the 20. Wednesday, CBS. You can see why CSI New York has been called exhilarating and the season's best new show. You can catch a new episode of Wednesday's most watched show. It's CSI New York on CBS, America's most watched network. All right, Vinny Testaverde and the Cowboys. They had it clicking on their last series. A long pass to Terry Glenn covering 48 yards, and then a touchdown hook up. Testaverde and Keyshawn for the score.
Well, Dallas still has to stay aggressive. They had a 10-point lead. The Steelers are hot again on offense. You got to force the issue.
Vinny with pressure throws and the catch. They give it to him. It's Terry Glenn again. Now another one comes in, another official, and says, I didn't see it that way, and he overrules.
And I think it's right. It is not a force out. Nice route by Terry Glenn, but Vinny Testaverde does not have time.
Watch the second foot, though, as it bangs down off the hit. Willie Williams on the tackle. Watch the right foot.
Out of bounds. Body's out of bounds. Out of bounds.
Doesn't matter about the right toe then.
Yeah. Bill Parcells is going to challenge it.
He's thrown out the red flag. Cowboys want it reviewed. And again, the risk here, if you lose the challenge in a tight game like this, you lose a timeout. Cowboys have already used one in this half, and should they not get the challenge, the review their way,
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's being challenged by Dallas.
they'd be down to one timeout, the remainder. So while Mike Carey goes back to look at it, we'll take a break here. Cowboys leading at 20-17. Cowboys hoping for an overturn here, but as Phil astutely pointed out, watch this. First foot is in, but watch the body already out and down before the second foot. Even though it was in, it was already out of bounds.
And you cannot rule. Now the officials could have ruled a force out, because you can see the force of the defensive player hitting Terry Glenn when he was in the air. But if it's not ruled on the field, it cannot be ruled a force out once you go to replay.
Mike Carey is ready for his verdict.
Had only 1 foot down inbounds before his elbow hit out of bounds. Incomplete pass. The ruling on the field is correct. Dallas will be challenged with their second team timeout.
So the Cowboys have one timeout left. I did see that left elbow clearly down before the right foot was in play.
Well, see, I saw his knee, his rear end, his back, his shoulder. You can pick any body part. It was all down. And maybe it called, maybe the flag was thrown just a little too fast before somebody saw some replays.
Cowboys are back at the 20. It's second down and 10. Brett Pierce lined up to the right. Here comes pressure. And Testaverde is sacked by Larry Foote. Well, they only got 1 foot down on the last play. And this time, Foote brings down Vinny Testaverde for the sack.
Blitzing, it's all about timing. You time it right, and you surprise the blockers. Eddie George not able to get back and get Foote on the blitz pickup. But what it is, Vinny Testaverde, you got to be careful about your snap count. Make the defense hesitate. Then you can see the blitz coming, and you give your offensive players a better chance of picking them up.
Cowboys have been masterful, though, on 3rd and long. This is 3rd and 16. Already with 2 conversions longer than this today. Over to Witten. Won't get it this time. Olamalu with the smart heads-up play and a 1-yard loss.
Everything is making this crowd happy today, no matter if it's good for the Cowboys or bad. If it's bad, the terrible towels. I am shocked, Jim, and you and I have talked about it. How many Steeler fans are in this crowd today?
They have traveled a lot of fans. And everywhere you look, it's not just one area either.
It's over the whole stadium, and Troy Polamalu said, yeah, you got to get used to it when you go to Pittsburgh. That town loves their football team.
McBriar's boot to Randall L at the 33. He wants to swing it outside. Now spins to the middle. And a flag late thrown into the pile. Al Singleton on the tackle for the Cowboys. With no flag, the Steelers would have been set up with excellent starting position. Would have been their best of the day. In fact, best for either side all day. And Randall L in disgust knows it's going against his side.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 81 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, the same possession. First down, timeout.
Sean Murray so reliable on the special teams. There's the hit, and that's the right call. Steelers have it, down 3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Hummer. Check out the H2 at Hummer.com. Hummer, like nothing else. And by Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Steelers about to begin their next drive from their own 30. Down 20-17, fourth quarter. 10 minutes remaining. And they brought in Randall L. at quarterback. He takes it out of the shotgun, trying to surprise the Cowboys out of the timeout. And he runs for 5 yards. And Roethlisberger now comes back on the field. Not a trick play, you say, but trying to keep him honest.
Keep him honest. That's right. Well, that might be a trick play there. That's a little different.
Yeah,
but
that one would be.
But when you play the Steelers, you got to get ready for everything. Bill Cowher, for the last 13 years, I should say, always puts a few of those extra plays in to make you prepare for them.
It gained 5 yards for him. Second down and 5 from the 35. Up the middle, and Deuce Staley is loose out to the 45 for a first. And listen to the crowd here. The Deuce.
Shoot, if you're a Cowboy fan, you should be ashamed because you gave up your tickets to all the Steeler fans because they're everywhere. But the Steelers, they got some rhythm going. They got it all working. The run, a little bit of different play with Antoine Randall L. The fake reverse. The quarterback is playing, I think, his best game of the year so far. He's been outstanding.
On first down, again, it's Staley. And Staley sidesteps some early pressure and gets out to midfield. Al Singleton looked like he might grab him by the ankles, but Staley runs for 6. It was Ben's best week of practice, and he's getting very comfortable, Bill Cowher told us last night, and this will be his toughest test because the Cowboys are backed up, angry, and Bill Parcells doesn't lose very often 2 straight home games. That's what Cowher's take on it was. But a very good week of practice for his rookie quarterback and an outstanding performance to this point. 2nd and 4. Back into the belly of Staley. He's got room outside. A flag is thrown at the line of scrimmage. As Staley steps out at the 26. 23 yards about to be wiped off the boards. So it appears. 2 flags are down.
Well, it's going to be holding, of course, against the Steelers, but you're seeing why they're having success, why they're 4-1, why their rookie quarterback is playing well.
Holding, offense number 86. 10-yard penalty, it's still second down.
Hines Ward was holding Roy Williams.
Because they can do a little bit of everything. So you can't zero in and say, let's do this on defense and stop it. Watch Hines Ward, 86, coming in motion against Roy Williams. 31 on the outside. Oh, my gosh. Well, what they called the right hand went to the back of Roy Williams.
And
well, just because I see it's the proper call, but Roy Williams just fell down. It had nothing to do with the blocking of Hines Ward or the holding.
Makes it 2nd and 14, Phil, as Bettis returns. And that left side move for the Steelers.
Is that holding penalty looking pretty big?
5-yard penalty is still second down.
Well, they would have had the ball all the way at the Dallas 30. Now Marvell Smith and Remersma both were moving early.
You know, I'll just say this, Jim, when it's holding, and maybe I was wrong. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm going to reverse myself. When you stick your hand around the defender, regardless if you don't have any force or what you do, the officials, they can only go by what they see, and they see the hand outside, and they call the penalty.
Can only go by what you see.
That's right.
2nd down and 19. Roethlisberger goes ahead and swings it over to Ward. And Tyrone Williams says you will go no further. 5 yards. 3rd and 14 on the way. What are you looking for on this play?
Well, you know, usually 3rd and 14. I talked about this earlier in the game. It used to be you'd sit back, let them gain some yards, and make them punt it. But the trend now is, and really with these Cowboys, a big trend, just to go after the quarterback, make him get rid of the football real quick. Remember the last time he did it, he almost hit Plexico Burris down the field for a huge pass play.
3rd down, 14.
They're close to the line.
Cowboys coming. Roethlisberger gets it away. Randall L. trying to free himself. What an effort, but he comes up about 3 yards shy.
Different tactic that time. Different one. This time they come with the all-out blitz, but what they do, the defenders stay away from the wide receivers. They're pretty far off. And Roethlisberger, nice job of getting the pass off, and that is a touchdown-saving ankle tackle.
Well, he got away from Lance Frazier, and then Kalen Thornton, rookie free agent from Texas, makes the saving tackle 3 yards shy of the first. So they're not going to go for it. 4th down and 3 with 6 minutes to go, down 3. Wouldn't try a fake here, would they? Nope, it's Gardocki right back to him. And Ward puts up the arm, fields it at the 19. Cowboys with the ball and the lead at the ball at their own 19, 20-17. Dallas. 5:47 remaining here at Texas Stadium. The Cowboys at 2-2 on the season, playing with a sense of urgency. They've been talking about it all week. They've scored only 9 points in the final quarter of this season. None today. 1st down. Terry Glenn cuts away from 2 Steelers. What a move. Helmets are flying as he's ridden down by Chris Hope at the 36-yard line. 16 hard-earned yards by Terry Glenn.
Hard-earned and big yards. When you're talking about field position, the Steelers aggressive on the blitz. And when you blitz, you've got to make the tackle if you're a defensive back. Willie Williams misses it, and Terry Glenn gets all those extra yards.
Terry Glenn is over 100 on the game. Look at Hope with his helmet flying. Terry Glenn with 114 yards on 6 receptions. Casey Hampton hobbled off, had to be helped. 1st down. Testaverde left side again. His favorite target of the day, Terry Glenn, working on Deshae Townsend.
Well, the Cowboys are just guessing right. They're throwing these quick passes, and the Steelers, they're in a defense that's perfect for them. In other words, they're blitzing. The corners are off. That makes it very hard on the defensive back. So, got to change your strategy if you're the Steeler defense.
Dick LeBeau, their defensive coordinator.
He has definitely brought the life back into this defense. Not the breakdowns they've had the last couple years. More aggressive and absolutely more productive.
2nd down and 4. And Eddie George only a yard. And again, Chris Hope. He's a strap on that helmet. That's come off now 2 of the last 3 plays.
You know, you look at this game so far today, though, the Cowboys, they came into it. They were worried about the Steeler blitz. Vinny Testaverde, get rid of the football. Don't make the big mistakes. He has not done that. They have done a pretty good job on offense. Steelers on the other side, they haven't been fooled by any trick plays badly, and they have been solid the whole day. It's been a very well played game by the Cowboys offense and the Steelers defense.
3.5 to play, a big one here. 3rd and 3. Testaverde, quick pass. Witten wide open. Jason Witten, 1st down in Pittsburgh territory.
Maybe one of the hardest things to do in football. You're leading the game. It's late in the 4th quarter. All you really want is just some 1st downs, eat up the clock, and take away the chance for the opposing team to come back. So 2 big 1st downs by the Dallas Cowboys. Again, nobody covering the tight end Jason Witten. They had all their focus on both wide receivers, and he's wide open.
Well executed by the Cowboys. Eddie George in the backfield on 1st down and 10, under 3 minutes. to Eddie they go. Joey Porter wraps him up for no gain. 2 timeouts in the Steelers' corner, plus the 2-minute warning stoppage of play. And there the Steelers use one of their timeouts. They're left with 1.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new Chevrolets. 10 new cars and trucks in 20 months. An American revolution. The new M3 Power from Gillette. Feel the power of the world's best shave. And by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, Cold Case and Perfect Strangers with Rob Lowe. CBS Sunday Movie. Cowboys at the line. 2nd down and 10, leading 20-17. 2:46 on the clock. Setting up for an end around. Testaverde out there trying to throw a block. And Joey Porter held his position. Clark Hagan's coming over also as Terry Glenn loses 3 yards. So another timeout used. The Steelers have run out of timeouts. And Roethlisberger can only hope his defense makes the play. The big one coming up. As you said, Phil, this is it. 60 Minutes is coming up after football, except for those of you on the West Coast.
Yeah, this play is the game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They need to stop the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys get a 1st down. They can basically run out the clock.
Steelers going on this final series without their nose tackle Casey Hampton, injured a knee. They say he will not return.
You know, you look at this defense. It's 3rd and 13 yards to go. Do you pressure the quarterback? Don't give Testaverde time to scan the field and throw it down there. Because I think one of the best things the Cowboys offense does, if you play safe on defense, they're aggressive. They'll send 3 receivers 15 yards down the field to pick it up. And Testaverde, that's his strength. Strong arm, big, tall, stand in the pocket and deliver it where he has to and in some tight spots.
You saw Dick LeBeau a moment ago. He says the first element to pressure is surprise.
I say they're going to come after him. And there is no doubt. They are quite a few players up close to the line of scrimmage.
They have to get to the 35 for the 1st down. 3rd and 13. Testaverde bobbles the football and it's picked up by Van Oelhoffen. Van Oelhoffen out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
Jim, I think you said it right. It's all about surprise, and that was a different blitz. Haven't seen it all day. It crossed up the protection for the Cowboys. They came free and caused a fumble.
And you're going to see a penalty on the back end of this, and I think it's going to be against Keyshawn Johnson for a personal foul.
What a blitz. What timing. You said it. Dick LeBeau. It's all about surprise. Troy Polamalu was terrific in the blitz. I couldn't see who the other one was. Testaverde had no chance. In one hand on the football, and that's why it came loose.
After the ball was dead, there are penalties on both teams. Both of them unnecessary roughness. Unnecessary roughness on Dallas, number 19. Unnecessary roughness, Pittsburgh, number 28. Those fouls offset. 1st down.
So on Keyshawn and Chris Hope. But the point here that stands out is this Pittsburgh defense has made the huge play. James Barrier really just jarred it loose.
What a day he's had, though, Jim. He has made some good tackles. He's been terrific on the blitz. He just comes right by Richie Anderson. Oh, no. Testaverde just dropped the football. He wasn't even hit.
Timo Van Oelhoffen scoops it up. And the Steelers, with 2:28 remaining, operate from the Dallas 24. Pass play right away. He's hit when he throws it. Plexico is there at the 15 and goes out of bounds with the first down at the 13-yard line. And Roethlisberger shaken a bit, but he's now sturdy and heading back to the huddle.
Yeah, he is shaking up a little, but let's go back and look at this fumble. Now let's first look at the hit on Ben Roethlisberger. Gets the football off.
Here's what you're talking about with Vinny.
Oh, he hits Richie Anderson. That's what it was. I couldn't even see it. Richie Anderson trying to come underneath him to protect him, and in doing so knocks the football out of Testaverde's hands.
First down, Steelers. Roethlisberger, right side, good catch made. That's Tuman, who had the touchdown here in the second half, and he is tackled at the 6-yard line. And this will bring us down to the 2-minute warning.
If they would have got the play off and had a little more time, Tuman is going to walk in for the touchdown. The Cowboys did not even cover him.
Settle down, Bill Cowher says. We may not want to score here too fast. Again, got second down coming up. They're down 3. 2-minute warning. We'll be right back. 2nd and 4 on the way for the Steelers inside the 10, and what a thrilling game it has been, and what a turnaround here in the last few minutes, Phil.
Well, it's been an unbelievable turnaround here in the last couple seconds, but the Steelers coming through when they had to. They applied the pressure, the surprise, and it put them in this position for a chance to win the football game.
Call it the 6-yard line. Staley is the tailback. They're going to go with Deuce, right side, and he leans forward for the first. Right behind Alan Faneca.
We've talked about it so much. This is what separates the Steelers. The fact that they can throw it, they got skill outside, and then when they want to be tough and mean, especially when it's hard to throw it down inside, they're physical enough and good enough just to run it right at you.
And no reason to hurry with 1:30 clock running. Cowboys have one timeout. They lost the timeout, remember, on the failed challenge. Staley, not the bus, who has been their goal line back all season. It's Staley in the backfield on 1st and goal. It's Deuce looking right side. Deuce ridden down at the 1. And again, if you're the Steelers, you know, you'd like to score, but there's no big hurry.
Here comes the bus.
The bus is running out on the field inside a minute.
2 yards was too far. Now they get into their true goal line offense.
What a road win this would be. What a theft for the Steelers, who are 4-1 and have won 3 straight. With 40 seconds and counting, the bus is in the backfield on 2nd and goal. The rookie hands it off to Bettis, left side, and the Steelers have taken the lead. Jerome Bettis with his 7th touchdown of the season, but none bigger than this one. Reed with the extra point. And it's 24-20 Pittsburgh with 30 seconds left.
Look at the blocking by the Steelers. They just crush it down inside, and Jerome Bettis, nobody outside to even get a chance to tackle him. Excellent blocking.
Kreider takes out 2. Tuman takes out the other. And Bettis finds the promised land. Vinny now with 30 seconds to work with.
If the Steelers win this game, what a victory, like you said, Jim. The young quarterback, he's a big story. He's played so well. The defense has hung in there. They made the plays under pressure. They ran the football, what they're all about. In the biggest moment of the game, they were able to line up and just ram it into the end zone against against a good Cowboys defense.
What will Reed do with the kick? Will he go deep? Will he get it on the ground fast? What do you expect?
I got to think about it. I expect him to kick it deep.
Steelers defense will take the field with 2 starters knocked out of the game already to injury. Chad Scott and Casey Hampton. It has been some physical battle. And they do get it on the ground here. They get it on the ground, and it's to Jock Reeves, the rookie. He's got a running lane on the right side and to the 35-yard line with 25 seconds. 60 Minutes is coming up, except for those of you on the West Coast. Cold Case and Perfect Strangers is the CBS Sunday movie. So the Cowboys must drive 65 yards in 25 seconds with 1 timeout. Ricardo Coakley is in. He was dehydrated and missed part of this game. Chad Scott is out. They've got Russell Stuyvesant, another backup in this dime package in the closing seconds.
You have no choice. You got to throw it down the field.
Testaverde hit when he throws it, almost picked. Polamalu had a hand on it. James Ferrier then almost caught it off the deflection. That play took 5 seconds.
Clark Hagan's pressuring Vinny Testaverde from the outside. The Steeler outside linebackers, especially Clark Hagan's, has had a great day rushing the passer, and inside James Ferrier. When he goes to rush the passer, he's been outstanding too.
The downs don't matter. 20 seconds. That's the key. The Cowboys down 24-20. Testaverde steps up, looks down the right side with the flag, and the ball is picked. It's picked off by Willie Williams. But the flag at midfield. Willie Williams, the only Steeler on the roster today who was on the roster in Super Bowl 30 for Pittsburgh against the Cowboys.
Illegal contact. Defense number 33. 5-yard penalty. They retain possession. Automatic first down.
So they'll take the interception of Williams away. Stuyvesant's called for the infraction.
Down the field, remember, you can't have contact after 5 yards. That's about 8 yards down the field. The Cowboys, 1 timeout. You would like to pick up a few yards here just so you have 1 throw to the end zone. That's what you want to try to accomplish.
Antonio Bryant to the right. Keyshawn and Glenn set out wide to the left with 14 seconds. Sets the feet, fires it long, and it's out of bounds with 9 seconds to go.
I would have thrown something short, pick up 6-7 yards. They had nobody. Everybody was going deep because now they're too far away. I don't think Vinny Testaverde can stand back in the pocket and throw this about 65 yards to get it to the end zone.
Look at all the towels out. The Steelers supporters holding on here for 9 seconds. Underneath, Richie Anderson. Laterals. Terry Glenn racing with it. Down and out at the 30-yard line with 1 second. They'll have the play to the end zone.
What a play. That was not by accident. That was well designed by the Dallas Cowboys,
who now call their final timeout.
This is a different way to run the hook and ladder. Richie Anderson coming out of the backfield, throws it, looks for somebody coming across. He laterals it to him.
Finally bumped out by Williams. Look at the game clock on the right. Whew. A quick stoppage.
Yeah, those home field advantages, that might have been, that was pretty unbelievable.
One play coming from the 30-yard line. Again, watch the game clock on the right.
On the right, 2 seconds. One when he's in the air and it stops.
Tell you, second look, it's close. Probably the proper call.
Well,
what do you think?
I'm going to say that clock's not supposed to stop until you see an official make the sign to stop the clock.
Here you go. One play.
Well, they stopped it themselves.
Dedrick Ward to the left with Keyshawn. Antonio Bryant to the right. Cowboys looking for the Hail Mary. Testaverde unloads back in the end zone, tipped around and incomplete. The Steelers have pulled it off with 14 unanswered points in the final quarter. The bus with the winner. Roethlisberger completes his final 11 passes. The Cowboys have lost 2 straight at home, back-to-back weeks. While the Steelers, a team that did not win any games last year, back-to-back, have now run off 4 straight victories to go to 5-1. Boy, this hung there for a while. Looking down at Keyshawn, tipped around. Ferrier then had a play at it, but falls harmlessly and innocently incomplete to end it. Actually batted off the Coakley's shoulder pad, and the Steelers, with that last gasp effort by the Cowboys denied, have pulled off a stunning victory here at Texas Stadium. They'll have a bye, talking about the Steelers, and then they'll be hosting the Patriots in 2 weeks. 60 Minutes, Cold Case, Perfect Strangers coming up. This Roethlisberger, boy, is he for real. Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein, Jim Nantz, what a day it's been. Steelers have beaten the Cowboys. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.